On Thursday, Chinese President Xi Jinping was honored with a grand welcome ceremony hosted by Peruvian President Dina Boluarte in Lima. The event, held at the government palace, the official residence of the President of Peru, was a display of warmth and respect. Xi Jinping arrived as part of a highly anticipated state visit to Peru, coinciding with his participation in the 31st APEC Economic Leaders meeting scheduled for Friday and Saturday in Lima. Upon his motorcade's arrival, President Boluarte greeted Xi Jinping warmly. Together, they reviewed the Guard of Honor, a ceremonial recognition of their deepening bilateral relations. This state visit highlights the significance of Peru-China ties, forged over decades of diplomatic engagement and bolstered by shared visions for economic and cultural collaboration. One of the most anticipated events of Xi Jinping's visit was the inauguration of Chancay Port, attended by the two presidents via video link. The port, located 80 kilometers north of Lima, is a landmark project under the Belt and Road Initiative, reflecting the robust partnership between China and Peru. At the ceremony, transportation department leaders from both nations presented detailed reports, followed by a video showcasing the port's development journey. Representatives on site sought the leaders' formal authorization to commence operations. Xi and Boluarte jointly announced the port's opening, marking a transformative moment for Peru's trade and infrastructure landscape. Xi Jinping celebrated the successful completion of the Chancay Port, a modern facility built despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The port represents not only a deep-water hub, but also South America's first smart and green port. Xi emphasized its potential to generate significant economic benefits, create thousands of jobs, and strengthen Peru's position as a gateway linking Asia and Latin America. Drawing historical parallels, Xi likened the port to the ancient maritime Silk Road and the Inca Trail, emphasizing its role as a new starting point for connectivity and cooperation in the modern era. He expressed hope that the port would empower the economies of the Pacific Rim and promote mutual prosperity. President Boluarte echoed these sentiments, highlighting the pride and optimism the Chancay Port brings to the Peruvian people. She noted its role in making Peru a pivotal hub for international shipping and trade, fostering Latin American integration, and advancing regional prosperity. During their formal talks, Xi Jinping and Dina Boluarte discussed the importance of aligning their development strategies to unlock new opportunities for cooperation. Xi praised the enduring relationship between China and Peru, which has thrived on mutual respect, equality, and trust. Over the past 53 years, bilateral trade, investment, and collaboration have flourished, bringing tangible benefits to both nations. Xi called for deeper engagement in sectors such as mining, energy, infrastructure, and transportation. He also emphasized exploring emerging fields like digital economy, artificial intelligence, and green industries. Acknowledging the Chancay Port as a symbol of shared aspirations, Xi proposed leveraging its geographic advantage to establish a new land-sea corridor connecting China and Latin America. President Boluarte expressed gratitude for China's unwavering support and reaffirmed Peru's commitment to the One China principle. She highlighted China's role as Peru's largest trading partner and celebrated the shared successes of the Belt and Road Initiative. Boluarte emphasized the importance of fostering partnerships in infrastructure, energy, and resources, while encouraging Chinese enterprises to invest in Peru's growing economy. To cement their collaboration, Xi and Boluarte witnessed the signing of multiple agreements, including a protocol to upgrade their free trade agreement and a cooperation plan to advance the Belt and Road Initiative. These agreements underscore their commitment to strengthening ties across diverse sectors, including education, green development, and industrial investment. The leaders also announced plans to establish a sister city relationship between Suzhou in China and Chancay in Peru. This partnership aims to facilitate the exchange of experiences in industrial park development and expand cross-border trade and services. Xi Jinping's visit to Peru is a significant milestone in China-Peru relations, setting the stage for deeper cooperation and mutual growth. The inauguration of the Chancay Port, along with strategic agreements and dialogues, reflects the shared vision of both nations to promote sustainable development, economic resilience, and regional integration. Following his engagements in Peru, Xi is set to travel to Brazil for the 19th G20 summit and a state visit, furthering China's global leadership in fostering collaboration and progress. The inauguration of Chancay Port not only highlights the close relationship between China and Peru, but also underscores their role in reshaping global trade dynamics. The port, an ambitious project built under the Belt and Road Initiative, exemplifies the shared goals of both nations to establish robust international trade networks. By significantly reducing the shipping time between China and Peru to just 23 days, the port has the potential to serve as a transformative link, not only between the two nations, but across the entire Asia-Pacific and Latin American regions. This enhanced connectivity aligns with the Belt and Road Initiative's broader objectives of promoting global economic integration and cooperation. The reduction in logistics costs by more than 20% is expected to attract international trade flows and encourage businesses to invest in Peru. Additionally, the creation of over 8,000 direct jobs annually solidifies the port's importance in addressing local employment needs and fostering economic stability. Xi Jinping's references to the ancient maritime Silk Road and the Inca Trail serve as poignant reminders of the historical connections between civilizations. These analogies highlight a shared legacy of exploration, innovation, and resilience, providing a cultural foundation for modern partnerships. The Chancay Port's role as the Inca Trail of the new era symbolizes a bridge between past and future, east and west, and tradition and innovation. President Boluarte's acknowledgement of this historical continuity reflects Peru's pride in its cultural heritage while embracing modern development. The joint efforts to expand the scope of cooperation signify a recognition of the enduring value of cultural diplomacy alongside economic initiatives. Peru's positioning as a gateway to Latin America is becoming increasingly evident. Through strategic partnerships with China, the nation is poised to become a critical node in global trade networks. The Chancay Port's integration with the broader Belt and Road Initiative emphasizes Peru's role in facilitating efficient trade routes that benefit the entire region. President Boluarte's emphasis on Latin American integration reinforces the significance of regional collaboration in addressing shared challenges. By serving as a logistical hub, Peru can help bolster economic ties among Latin American nations, paving the way for collective growth and prosperity. Xi Jinping's state visit to Peru signifies China's commitment to fostering closer ties with Latin America. It also underscores the importance of multilateral platforms like APEC in addressing global challenges. By attending the 31st APEC Economic Leaders Meeting, Xi demonstrates a focus on advancing regional stability and economic integration, particularly among Asia-Pacific nations. Additionally, his planned participation in the G20 summit in Brazil further highlights China's global leadership in navigating complex economic landscapes. These engagements, coupled with bilateral initiatives like those with Peru, reflect a multi-pronged approach to strengthening China's influence while promoting shared development goals. The agreements signed during Xi's visit opened doors for collaboration in sectors beyond traditional trade. Enhanced cooperation in digital economy, artificial intelligence, green shipping, and electric vehicles positions both nations as leaders in embracing emerging technologies. These initiatives also align with global sustainability goals, showcasing a shared commitment to addressing climate challenges. Moreover, the sister city relationship between Suzhou and Chancay symbolizes a microcosm of the broader partnership, fostering people-to-people exchanges and facilitating knowledge sharing in industrial development. These efforts create a foundation for long-term cooperation that benefits both nations and their citizens. Xi Jinping's historic visit to Peru marks a new chapter in bilateral relations, emphasizing mutual respect, shared growth, and strategic alignment. The Chancay Port's opening is not just a logistical achievement, but a symbol of what can be achieved through collaboration and vision. As both nations move forward, the opportunities created by this partnership promise to enhance not only their economic standing, but also their influence on the global stage. With the Belt and Road Initiative as a guiding framework, China and Peru are setting a precedent for other nations seeking meaningful and equitable international cooperation. This visit is not just an event in diplomatic history, but a landmark moment that signals a more interconnected and prosperous future for Asia, Latin America, and beyond.